Hello Star Seekers. This is Jeannie from Horoscope Forecasts 369. Whether you're an Aries or a Pisces, we're here to guide you. Let's cut through the cosmic noise and dive into today's horoscope predictions. Sunday, August 13th, 2023. The astrology of today, all signs. The Sun and retrograde Venus align in the sign of Leo today, marking the middle of the Venus retrograde cycle and a new Sun-Venus cycle's beginning. Relationship matters are in high focus, and they can feel faded, emphasizing issues and people of our past. We're motivated to find some semblance of balance in our relationships and environment. We want to impress, charm, smooth over differences, and satisfy others with the Sun and Venus coming together. Still, as a new cycle begins, we can be symbolically in the dark regarding our feelings or relationships. It's a time for redefining what we want and need from our connections, relationships, communications, and material affairs or goals. The moon spends the day in the sign of Cancer, and we're looking for safety, familiarity, warmth, and sustenance. This moon is cautious, but warm and attentive. Today's Aries horoscope. With its alignment with retrograde Venus, the Sun shines its light on your past, dear Aries, particularly relating to romantic relationships or opportunities gone by. Fortunately, you can feel motivated to make things better. While dwelling too much on the past isn't productive, reviewing past attitudes, events, and feelings can be helpful now. With new insight into past relationships, you're going forward with a new set of expectations and redefined needs. You'll be reorienting yourself on an improved course, emotionally speaking. Seeing matters with new eyes makes it far easier to seek those people and things that truly fit your life as it stands now for your evolved and evolving self. Aim to reevaluate critical areas of your life, mainly related to creativity, hobbies, romance, and friendship, in terms of whether or not they genuinely fulfill you. It's possible you reconnect, even indirectly, with an old love or friend or learn something new about a previous relationship. Today's energies are also good for attention to practical details that help you improve or secure relationships and projects. Learning more about what may have been robbing you of your good spirit can be motivating. Today's Taurus horoscope. Your planetary ruler, Venus, will continue its retrograde period until September 3rd, dear Taurus. It's now at its midway point as it meets up with the Sun, and you're reaching a turning point. During this retrograde period, you're redefining and refining what you find valuable and worthwhile. It's a fine time to view matters from a different perspective, particularly family relationships, home life, living conditions, and your personal presentation. With the insights you gain now, you're well positioned to understand your needs and values and make decisions accordingly. Aim to take your time, however. Reconnecting ties with people you love may prove particularly satisfying now. It's an excellent time to discover previously hidden or overlooked information. You could be working on problems with family or in the home or making solid plans to improve things. In many ways, you're wiping the slate clean and ready to begin anew. The day holds good energy for working through problems as long as you pace yourself. Today's Gemini horoscope. With the Sun and retrograde Venus aligning today, dear Gemini, there can be a strong focus today on matters of the heart. This transit represents a turning point in the retrograde Venus cycle. You're beginning to see past relationships and expectations in a different light. In the process, you're redefining what you want and need from your connections. You might learn something new that clarifies a matter that has confused or even haunted you in the past. Further information can surface that shines a light on a past issue, or you could make a connection with someone from your past. Either way, you feel as if you're starting fresh. It's a vital time to work on putting negative attitudes behind you. From now on, you can be more and more determined to pursue your true heart's desires. There can be a chance to redo a significant project or return to a project or research that once seemed to be a lost cause. You may recognize a line of study, personal interest, or another calling that's a better fit for you. Also today, friends, siblings, neighbors, or classmates can come through for you. Be willing to consider letting go of a matter that's keeping you from enjoying yourself, growing, and improving. Today's Cancer horoscope. As you view money matters from a new and helpful perspective today, dear Cancer, you gain the motivation to turn over a new leaf regarding finances and relationship expectations. The Sun aligns with retrograde Venus in your solar second house today, offering you a second chance or fresh look at a project, purchase, or relationship. The insight you gain now helps you begin anew and clears the slate for newly defined goals. It can be easier to let go of personal possessions or other attachments cluttering your life, both literally and figuratively. Desires illuminate, and they can surprise you. A bit of detachment can help you understand what you truly value and need, and with this new information, you're setting out on a new path. It's probably not the best day for buying a high-priced item, but turning your attention to things you already have and thinking about how you can rework or recycle them can be rewarding. Getting your financial affairs in order can improve your life in multiple areas. Today's Leo horoscope. You're days away from a new moon in your sign, dear Leo, and today, retrograde Venus aligns with your ruler, the Sun, in your sign. These things make it a powerful few days for setting up new goals, intentions, and resolutions. You'll get the chance to start anew as you see yourself, your relationships, and your experiences in a whole new light. You may be redefining what you want and need from your relationships. It's also a time for a personal reinvention. You might decide to remake your image. You have considerably more impact than usual with your charm and appeal, even if you're a little aloof or distant on an emotional level. At the same time, there can be a focus on the past, although it's not about dwelling or getting stuck there. Instead, it's about learning from what's happening in the rearview mirror and making better choices for yourself in the future. A friend or network may be particularly helpful in this regard. Being patient now will bring you the most long-term rewards. Today's Virgo horoscope. Retrograde Venus and the Sun meet in your privacy sector today, dear Virgo, and the past illuminates in a meaningful way. Your focus can be on love and past relating patterns. More information may surface about a private issue that will help you make better plans and decisions in the future. You may be all the more clear about which actions to take based on recent revelations. For now, process and digest things rather than finalize. That's what retrograde Venus is about, and we're about halfway through. Venus will continue its retrograde cycle until September 3rd. You're in a beautiful position to start fresh on an emotional level. It's an excellent time for putting dysfunctional attachments or attitudes behind you, especially those related to relationships. Even so, you're still in a phase in which you're reevaluating your feelings, taking your time, and perhaps reconsidering some projects. Today's energies are good for making the most of a situation. You're finding the right motivation to make improvements. Today's Libra horoscope. A new look at old issues is in store for you today, dear Libra, with retrograde Venus meeting the Sun. The focus is on past matters related to old projects and friends and lovers. You might learn something about or make contact with someone from your past. There may be a need to cut something out, such as redundant goals. With today's transit, you're getting a better view of what is tripping you up, leading you to improvements. In the coming days, you'll come to an improved understanding of your friendship and love needs, and a fresh take on long-term projects is also on the horizon. It's time for a new approach to friendship matters, group connections, or long-term happiness goals and projects. You could have new motivation to go forward with different expectations and demands in these areas. Today is also good for productivity. Someone's reliability or a gesture toward you can be much appreciated. Your vision is practical right now, and this can lead you to endeavors and things that seem promising in the long term. Today's Scorpio horoscope. With the Sun's alignment with retrograde Venus today, dear Scorpio, it's a critical time for reevaluating your projects and goals. You're in an excellent position to more deeply understand your needs, especially with relationships, long-term goals, career, reputation, and responsibilities. You see things differently during this Venus retrograde that lasts until September 3rd, and areas of discontent are more prominent than usual. Now that you're at the midway point, recent revelations can motivate you to begin fresh with business, public image, and partnerships. You have a window into the past, and you can now see more clearly where you've chased the wrong things or steered in a direction that took you further from yourself. Based on this insight, you will likely redefine your goals and values in the coming weeks. It's time to seek a more authentic path. You have an excellent eye for projects or investments that are worthwhile today. Today's Sagittarius horoscope. You're gaining the motivation and energy to approach your life and relationships with a new and improved vision, dear Sagittarius, and more authentic expectations. Recent revelations or an examination of the past have prompted you to see things in a new light and, possibly, to redefine some of your beliefs, ideals, goals, and dreams. You might also more clearly see what approaches or expectations you had in the past that sent you along the wrong path. It's a good time to set up new intentions. It's a powerful time to make peace with the past and start fresh with the Sun and retrograde Venus aligning in your spirit sector. Aim to take some time to set up new intentions now that you know your heart better. Enjoy this sense of emotional renewal based on current revelations about what you love and value the most. Still, with Venus still retrograde until September 3rd, be patient with plans as feelings evolve. Today's Capricorn horoscope. With today's Sun-Venus alignment, dear Capricorn, it can be a time for a personal revelation. You see your relationships and attachments in an all-new light, which can prompt a new action plan. Since we're halfway through the Venus retrograde cycle, your perspective is mostly about past relationships and projects. You can be in the position to put something behind you once and for all. Beginning anew on the level of feelings and affections can figure strongly. You may receive further information about a past relationship that can be eye-opening, helping with closure. Even if things get nowhere or seem to go backward, it's a necessary process for illuminating where you stand and what you will take forward with you into the future. Right now, a bit of detachment can help you. For example, your redefined needs can lead to a brand new approach to going after what you want in life financially and emotionally. In particular, intimate relationships can benefit from a new start or vision going forward. You have the power to put a limiting attachment behind you now. Today's Aquarius horoscope. With the Sun and retrograde Venus aligned today, dear Aquarius, you're reaching a turning point. It not only indicates we're about midway through the retrograde Venus cycle, but it's also a time to get closer to your true feelings about a relationship. You've been looking to the past regarding relationships, possibly even feeling stuck there. Unresolved issues may have been a fixation. However, you're now at a point where you can learn from past mistakes and put unhealthy attachments behind you. Learning new things about a previous relationship or your relationship goals can figure strongly. Or, you might open your eyes to something as you're now truly ready to see it. Through these revelations, you gain further insight into an old problem or reconnect with someone from your past, which sparks a new approach. Aim to set intentions and goals that better reflect your redefined wants and needs and your expectations of others with this new beginning energy. The focus should be on strategy and action plans rather than quick maneuvers for best results. You might also take a special interest in the practical elements of a project today, and your instinct for what has long-term worth is strong. Today's Pisces horoscope. With Venus halfway through its retrograde cycle, dear Pisces, you've learned new things about old problems related to work, health, and relationships. Seeing where you may have been tripping up or chasing the wrong things in the past can be meaningful and even a game changer now. You might make resolutions to change these patterns, and fortunately, you have extra support from the cosmos to do so. While you're gaining insight into unresolved matters from the past, there are some things you may never know, but you still benefit from putting them behind you. The Sun aligns with retrograde Venus today, making it a fine time for looking back at old jobs, projects, and even working relationships for insight into current issues. With the new beginning energy of today and the coming few days and your unique vision, you're getting ready to change unproductive or unsatisfying patterns. Aiming to bring more harmony, pleasure, and beauty to your daily affairs and routines is a worthwhile goal. There can also be improvements in the family dynamic or household, particularly related to meeting responsibilities, which are satisfying and stabilizing. As we wrap up, I'm Jeannie, thanking you for tuning in to Horoscope Forecasts 369. Remember, these are guides, but your will shapes your destiny. Like, share, subscribe for more astro insights, and let the stars guide you until we meet again. Take care.